Hello everyone and welcome to my runner by runner preview of the 2023 Caulfield Cup. It is one of the biggest races on the Australian racing calendar, the Victorian racing calendar. It's always a great race. The Caulfield Cup attracts some of the best stayers in Australia and even the world. We've got some really good imports coming over this year from like England and Japan and all that. So it's going to be great to get cracking into the field and see who I like and see who's a good chance. But we'll take a look at the market first. And as we can see, Gold Trip, I think it'll definitely run in the Caulfield Cup on Saturday, is the $4.80 favourite. Soulcombe's second line of betting at $6. Then out to West Wind Blows at $7. Without a Fight's at $7.50. Breakup is the last horse in single figures at $8.50. Then $13 for Montefilia. $16 Huyamal. $17 the import Valiant King. And $23 for Francesco Guardi. So that's what the market's looking like. That's the top 9 favourites. So now we're going to get onto a speed map. Now it's I made this myself. I don't think this is how it'll eventuate, but that's what I've sort of come up with. I'm not sure who goes to the inside here. That's why I've sort of left that blank. I don't think Gold Trip will want to go to the fence. I don't think Without a Fight will want to go to the fence. Probably Fame probably goes back here. It's a long shot. But I think Spirit Ridge probably leads with the lightweight. Goldman probably working up from the outside gate to be on its outside. Akita Sushi holds a good spot right there. I think Breakup and West Wind Blows get good runs. I think Boys Darent can get a good run from its gate. United Nations most likely comes out, but that's how I've got it mapped. Some of the key chances, Soulcombe Without a Fight and Gold Trip probably getting to beyond midfield in my opinion. Soulcombe probably the closest out of all of them because Craig Williams usually likes to be a little bit closer. But we'll move on to horse 1, and it is the favourite Gold Trip after bolting in the Turnbull Stakes last start. Has come up the $4.80 favourite. This horse gets Benny Mellum in the saddle, so don't be alarmed. Mark Zara would have been on, but he already had a prior commitment to Without a Fight, so he can't be on Gold Trip. But Mark Eustace and Mellum won the Caulfield Guineas last week, so it probably even enhances its chances. But Mark Zara does know the horse well. Has to carry the 58.5, which is probably a bit of a question mark. Carried a big weight and almost won last year's Caulfield Cup, but I think last year's Caulfield Cup was a bit weaker than what this year's is, so might have to go to another level compared to last year. It's in winning form, which is good. I think the Turnbull Stakes is the main lead-up for this race, as the market says as well. So I like how it's won the main lead-up race. That's a big tick. I expect Mar Eustace to get it right. They're a good trainer. Its SP wasn't great considering it was a Melbourne Cup winner in the Turnbull Stakes. So compared to horses like Soulcombe and West Wind Blows, who started close to that $5 mark, compared with Gold Trip, who started $20. Now you're being asked to take the same price. Gold Trip even a little bit less or shorter in price than West Wind Blows and Soulcombe. That can say that Gold Trip is a little bit unders, but we'll see how we go. Usually if you want to win the Caulfield Cup, you have to be an import or come from interstate. So this horse does. It comes from France, I'm pretty sure. I think Gold Trip's a decent chance. It's not my on-top selection, but I think this was a little bit of an afterthought. But who knows? I think it runs on Saturday, and I think it runs a good race, but I couldn't have it on top. But it'll run well. Number 2, Without a Fight. This horse, trained by Anthony and Sam Freeman and ridden by Mark Zara, had its first up run of the campaign in the Underwood Stakes 4 weeks ago at Caulfield, where it ran 6th, good from the back, to finish 2 lengths off Alligator Blood, who's franked the form since then. This horse, I think, is a good chance. It's a really good chance on Saturday. It finished 6th in the Underwood, but I think because it was its first up run and it had to go back from the draw, it wasn't entitled to win. It's a winner itself. It's 9 from 21, indicating, it knows how to win, and if you back it, you usually get some money back. Anthony and Sam Freeman I like as trainers for stayers. And I think Without a Fight's in the good camp at the moment. I like how it started very short in the Underwood Stakes. The SP was very good. My only minor query is the 4-week break. The horse might like to be kept fresh, but I would have preferred a 2 to 3 week break, preferably 2 weeks, like all the Turnbull horses have come through heading into the Caulfield Cup, because a 4-week break may race a touch fresh against some good horses that have had a 2-week break and are a little bit fitter. That's my only minor question mark. But gate 7, Mark Zara gets to about midfield or so and looks really hard to beat. I've got it in my top 4. Number 3 is Breakup. This horse coming over from Japan, ridden by Frosty Lane, is first up. Last run in June in the Takarazuka Kinen at Hanshin, where it finished 12th. A lot of people are and Damien Lane himself has been comparing this horse to Murder Glass, who won the Caulfield Cup in 2019. The difference with Murder Glass compared to this horse is Murder Glass was it won 4 or 5 in a row heading up to the Caulfield Cup, and it had been racing up until April when it got on the plane. This horse has come off a little bit of a break, and it hasn't been winning. It's been starting like $119, $32, $46, $113 SP. Like, it hasn't been predicted to do too much, but it has been performing above market expectations. So I guess you can say it's franked that, but I just think I'd like to see it first on Australian soil against Australian horses before I can entertain it. It should get a good run on speed from gate 5, and we'll get to see the best of it because it's going to get a good run. But I just think first up against some really good horses might find it tricky. As you can see, 1 from 7 first up, 3 from 6 second up. It's probably going to be better suited second up. So we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be better suited in the Melbourne Cup, but I haven't got it in my top 4 for the Caulfield Cup. Number 4 is Montefilia. Chris Waller trains. Blake Shin rides, replacing the suspended Nash Rawiller. This horse won the Hill Stakes last start at Rose Hill. This horse, I think, it ran 4th. It ran well last year in the Caulfield Cup, steaming home from the back. Again, like I said earlier, I think this year's field is a little bit more tougher, so I'm not too sure how it will go this year. Gate 9, midfield. Blake Shin on is big. It's fit. It's 5th up. It's peaking. Just a minor question mark on whether the Hill Stakes is the best form reference leading up against horses like Who Yamal and Protagonist. Maybe not up to the class of the likes of Gold Trip, West Wind Blows, Sulcombe, all them. So, Montefilia, I was going to put in my top 4, but I couldn't fit it in. So, it's in for 5th, I think. But Chris Waller, master trainer, is an experienced mare and can cause a boil over. Francesco Guardi, I should go to the PowerPoint. Francesco Guardi is number 5, this horse. Also trained by Waller, to be ridden by James McDonald. This horse carries the 54 kilos, draws gate 15 out a little bit wide. Ran 7th last start in the Turnbull Stakes. Francesco Guardi was ridden by Frosty the past 2. He now gets off to ride Breakup. So J-Mac goes on. This horse said, this trainer said, Chris Waller, after, can't remember which run it was, on his YouTube channel, Chris Waller Racing, that Francesco Guardi would start a lot shorter in the Melbourne Cup, in quotation marks, after he wins the Caulfield Cup. So he obviously thinks this horse has a little bit of ability, and maybe 4th up, we're now ready to see the best of it. It is a winner over the 2,500 metres in the Moonee Valley Cup, so can run this distance. Drawn a little bit wide for me, as I've said. Not for me. I think I'll have to improve lengths to get past Gold Trip, West Wind Blows and Sulcombe. But we'll see how it goes. Number 6 is West Wind Blows. This horse jumps from gate 2. Very good for this horse because it's an on-speed horse. Simon and Ed Crisford train this horse. Jamie Spencer again coming over from England to ride this horse. I reckon this horse is really hard to beat. I've got West Wind Blows on top. To be honest, I didn't think it was that good. As I said in my Melbourne Cup Internationals video and before the Turnbull, I thought it was overrated by the market and I wanted to see how it went. It went really well in the Turnbull. It got stuck wide early. It had to do some work in the mid stages to get up to a prominent position on speed. So it did some work mid-race, which took out a bit of its stamina in the final part of the race, and it still managed to hold on very well for second. And if you watch through the line, it's actually going past. Soulcombe's not getting past it. Soulcombe flew from the back, but it's not actually getting past West Wind Blows. West Wind Blows just keeps going. So I think the step out to the 2,400 metres will suit this horse. I think drawing gate 2, probably would have liked it to drawn out a bit wider, but drawing gate 2, it can hold a position probably on the rails. I have to be forced onto the rails. But I think second up, not really second up because it's been actually racing throughout the winter. So I think now it's second run in Australia. It's got a little bit more experience, a little bit more fitness, and can be in an on-speed role and run really well. 0 from 4 at the distance, but I think that can change on Saturday. I like how it's 5 from 13. It's a winner. Was well backed late in the Turnbull last start. I think the Turnbull was the main lead up. It's won some good races over there in England, so I'm happy to be with West Wind Blows on Saturday in the Caulfield Cup. Number 7, Nonconformist. This horse draws 19. Ran in the Caulfield Stakes last week, is on the week back up. Didn't disgrace itself behind Alligator Blood and Vow and Declare in what was a brutally run contest. Drawn 19, does no favours. I think it faces a stronger test on Saturday. It's going to have to be really good, not for me. The other one I really like is number 8, Soulcombe. Also comes through that West Wind Blows Turnbull Gold Trip form reference. I just think now 4th up in its campaign. It's ready to peak. Chris Waller will have it ready to peak. Craig Williams knows how to win on this horse. Did it on Stakes Day last year. Draws 6, can be around midfield or so. I think up to the 2,400 now is ready, and I think can run really well, Soulcombe. As I said, West Wind Blows was probably going better than it through the line last start, but it's proven over 24, whereas West Wind Blows isn't yet. I think Soulcombe's going to run really well, and it's a really good chance. I like its chances. Number 9 is Juke Deesa. Ma Eustace, John Allen, this horse. As unbelievably, I thought it had about 30 starts, but when I looked, it's only had 14 starts. Was alright, was pretty good from the back in the Turnbull, an eye catcher if you really watch the back markers. Up to the 2,400 should suit this horse, and we can see an improved performance. Drawn 14 doesn't do it any favours though. It's going to have to probably sit further back and give length start to better horses like Soulcombe without a fight and West Wind Blows. So not for me, but I think we can see an improved performance from this horse. Number 10 is Who Ya Mal. This horse is a little bit more in the market. Timmy Clark rides. This horse is a winner over the 2,800 metres, so no query about the trip. This horse will settle on speed from gate 8. Timmy Clark gets in with a lightweight of 53 kilos. Gets a weight swing on Montefilia, so I think it might nearly have that horse covered. I think it has, as I've said earlier as well, I don't think the Hill Stakes form is as strong as Turnbull or Underwood or even the Caulfield Stakes form. So I'm not sure. I think Who Ya Mal is going to have to improve a couple of lengths to be competitive. But it'll be on speed and be in it for a long way with the lightweight. Never doubt Waterhouse Bot. As we move on to number 11, Right You Are. This horse won its way into the Caulfield Cup by winning the Mornington Cup last preparation. This horse wasn't great in the Turnbull. It was alright in the Underwood before that, but wasn't great in the Turnbull. Started a decent SP, but finished 11th down the track. 13, Mickey D. At $46 now, compared to you were asked to be taken around 13, 14 last start. Maybe you could have something each way if you're desperate, but not for me. It's 10 from 25, but I'm just not sure about it at Group 1 level, Right You Are. Number 12 is Emissary, the place getter to the Melbourne Cup winner Gold Trip last year in the Melbourne Cup. This horse ran pretty poorly in the Turnbull, finishing 10 lengths behind Gold Trip. I'm not sure. It'll get to midfield. It's got a light weight, but it's going to have to improve miles. Not miles. It'll win if it improved by miles, but improve a little bit to be beating Gold Trip and West Wind Blows. It's shown in its career that it can do something, because it ran second in the Melbourne Cup last year, and it won the Heatherly last year. But that was last year. It hasn't shown much this preparation. So I'm not going to be with it, and I can see why it's 100-1. Number 13, Goldman, Waterhouse Bot. Never doubt Waterhouse Bot front runners. That's what I always say. Linda Meach on front running rider, draws 18, not great. Is going to have to do a lot of work. To give this horse a little bit of a chance, it beats Solcombe 4 starts ago in the Roy Higgins and gets a weight swing on Solcombe off that run. But this preparation, it hasn't shown a whole lot, and I think it's going to be high pressure in the Caulfield Cup, which will set up for sort of maybe a back marker to run on. So I think Goldman from the outside gate will do a lot of work across, be the pacemaker for most of the race, probably drop out without disgracing itself in the Caulfield Cup. I couldn't have it near my first 4, but that's, if you want to make a case for Goldman, it beats Solcombe last preparation and gets a weight swing on it. Number 14, Akita Sushi. I highlighted this horse as a value play in my Melbourne Cup Internationals video, and I still stand by that, so I'm interested to see how it goes on Saturday. I haven't got it in my top 4. Karen McAvoy, gate 12. I reckon it goes forward and B's in a prominent position. Joseph O'Brien will probably tell K-Mac to ride it on speed, put itself in a position. This horse was poor late in the Irish St. Ledger last start, but is a winner over 3,200 metres, so it can run the distance. I'll be interested to see how it goes. First run in Australia might need the run, but I'm not sure about these internationals until we see them. I still like it for the Melbourne Cup. Number 15 is Fame. This won't take too long. Finished down the track behind Ain't No Deal, Done and Forgot You. No. Sorry. 16. Still not sure how to pronounce his name. Boy Darent. This horse was alright from the back in the Metropolitan behind Just Fine and Spirit Ridge. I'm not too sure about the Metropolitan form line. Just Fine came out and wasn't great last week. But Military Mission won the Herbert Power last week, and it lost to Military Mission 2 back Boy Darent. But again, Military Mission is a bit of a step up to the likes of Gold Trip and all them. So I'm happy to look past it, but gets in with a lightweight, and I rate Winona Costin as a jockey, so can run well. Number 17, Spirit Ridge, was really good against the market last start in the Metropolitan. Dean Yendelon should probably lead or be second or third right up there. It's had a little bit of time in its career. It's a 9-year-old. It's had 41 starts. Just not sure that this late in its career it's going to win a Caulfield Cup. It ran well in the Metropolitan, but it's a bit of a step up to the Caulfield Cup, so no. Valiant King is horse 18. This horse can run well. This is an international. Joseph O'Brien trains this horse. J. Carr rides. Gate 1, 50 kilos. Is probably going to be in an on-speed role. Has only won once, and that was in a maiden, but it's been good in some good races before that. This run at Nas only finished a length and a half behind Vauban, who is the favourite for the Melbourne Cup. That's what I like about this horse's form. It brings the Vauban form. And before that, was good behind Desert Hero, who was also well fancied for the Melbourne Cup before it. The owners decided not to travel over here. So I think Valiant King, we'll see how the form stacks up. If Valiant King comes out and runs really well on Saturday, then I think you've got to get excited about Vauban for the Cup, and even this horse for the Cup. But if Valiant King flops, could we see Vauban drift down in price for a Melbourne Cup? I'm not sure. Like I said, I know little to nothing about these internationals, so I can't give a firm opinion on how they're going to go, but just looking at the form, it looks good. So we'll see how it goes, and gets in with the 50 kilos as well. The emergency is number 19, United Nations. This horse was second in the Herbert Power last weekend behind Military Mission. It's a bit of a step up here. Good opportunity for Carleen Heffel if they get the run, but I doubt they will. Something will have to go wrong with another runner for United Nations to get the run. So not too sure about its chances, even if it does get a start. We'll move on now to my top four. I'm with West Wind Blows and Salcombe. Hard to split the pair. Me personally, I'd be level staking West Wind Blows and Salcombe to get a similar result because I could hardly split the pair of them. Third for Gold Trip. I couldn't have it on top based on the reasons I outlined when I was previewing that runner. But it can run well, and without a fight, maybe third up will be peaking, but I still think it can run a pretty good race here. That's going to wrap it up for my 2023 Caulfield Cup runner by runner preview. Hopefully you can back the winner yourself, whoever that may be. Hope all your exotics go well, and I'll see you in one of my next videos. Take care, and bye for now.